Hi, I'm Tong Tong. Today, my colleagues Haoyang Qing, Kai Sun, and we will introduce you translation crowdsourcing, and we propose Trader Joe's to use translation crowdsourcing to localize their official website. As you can see here is the website of Trader Joe's, and there are five main sections: Fearless Flyer, Products, Discover, Recipes, and Listen. We recommend Trader Joe's to apply translation crowdsourcing to localize their website. So first, let's talk about crowdsourced translation. What is a crowdsourced translation? It's translation done by volunteers out of passion. Why we recommend crowdsourced translation for Trader Joe's? First, the unique language like products names and the information of each product that Trader Joe's uses throughout the website make human involvement necessary during the localization process. As you can see here, the name of this mixed nuts is called Just a Handful of Rainbows and Child Mix. The uniqueness of product's name makes it hard for machine translation to translate the product. Since the website doesn't support place online orders or live agent service, and the main function of the website is sharing Trader Joe's business culture with its customers, so the budget of localization needs to stay low. That's why we recommend Trader Joe's to apply crowdsourced translation. First, Trader Joe's has a large fan community. They have a couple of fan pages on social media, such as Instagram and the Little Red Book. And as you can see here, the average number of followers on each fan page is over 600K. And due to Trader Joe's large fan group, translation crowdsourcing is recommended for their website localization. Next, what language are we decided to localize our website? So based on Trader Joe's location in the states and immigrants population of each state, as you can see here, California, New York City are the states that have the most Trader Joe's stores with the most immigrants in the United States. So based on this data, we recommend Trader Joe's to localize the five pages as I mentioned above into three languages in order by priority. So we decided the target languages will be Spanish, Indian, and simplified Chinese, excuse me. As you can see on screen, we're going to localize these five pages in this order. User interface, next products, next fearless flyer, recipes, and finally the lesson page. And next, I'll introduce you how we made this decision. First, we recommend to localize user interface of the website at the very beginning for future use, because UI is the most important feature of the whole website, and it should always be localized first. And the second important page is the products page. We are going to translate regular products first, as you can see on the left hand, because these products are always in stock while most of their content won't be changed. Once translators complete translating the source content of these regular products, the target content will be used for a long run and save lots of time and efforts. After localizing the regular products, we recommend to localize the new products and seasonal products because they are newly launched and supposed to arouse customers' interest. The earlier we translate the new products, the earlier customers will notice them online. After the products page, we recommend to localize the fair list flyer page. Since the flyer is published every month and a physical version of the flyer is also available in store, so the flyer should be translated before the beginning of every month so that translators can work on other content in the rest of that month. After that, we recommend volunteers to localize the recipe page next because Trader Joe's writes recipes using their own products and also instructions of cooking process can be very tricky for machine translation. The listen page, also the podcast page, will be localized at the very end because not many people will listen to podcasts on a website today. So this page should be localized at the last. Besides, localizing podcasts also requires audio localization, which would increase the cost and lead to over budget. Therefore, we recommend only translate the title and the transcript using machine translation, and our volunteer translators will post-edit the target content. Okay, next I'll pass to my colleague Sun Kai to introduce you the following content. Thank you.
In this part, we will talk about translation quality. To optimize translation quality for this crowdsourcing project, some best practices of quality control for translation crowdsourcing will be employed from three aspects: people, tool, and process. First, let's talk about people. Here we recommend Trader Joe's recruiting three in-house managers. The first one is project manager, who is going to develop business goals for this project, perform crowdsourcing project management, and make project quarter business report. The second one is quality manager, who is going to perform linguistic assets management, be responsible for training, enable quality assurance strategies, and make quarter business report on quality. The third one is marketing manager, who is going to advertise this project, motivate volunteers, and manage customer satisfaction. They will also make quarter business report on marketing status. The last group of people is volunteers. They are the core of this project who are going to perform translation, editing, proofreading, and sometimes get involved in voting for the best translation for the product name and the name of recipes. Next, we will talk about tool. As an American chain of grocery stores, it is an extensive cost for Trader Joe's to develop its own crowdsourcing platform. In this case, crowding will be recommended to serve as the translation management system. Here are some prominent features of crowding. First, its translation editor features online editor and offline translation. It can highlight glossaries and help leave comments and raise issues. Second, it can facilitate translators' efficiency by providing translation memory, customized QA checks, in-context review, and glossaries. Third, it can support team cooperation through voting and direct messages. Next, we will introduce process. The first one is technology preparation, which involves in three in-house managers. They will set up crowding and communication channels. The second one is linguistic preparation, and in this part, the project manager and quality manager will create translation memory and glossary, and also prepare files to be translated. The third one is training, launched by quality manager and marketing manager. They will use materials like business goals, simplified style guide, motivation schemes, and crowding demo video. The next one is TEP and peer review, which is conducted by volunteers on crowding. The next one is voting. Sometimes the quality manager will invite volunteers to vote for the best translation of product name and dish name on the crowding. The next one is accurate scores of samplings. The quality manager will make a sample of 5,000 words per 30,000 words every 2 weeks and report the results to project manager. The last one is quality improvement plan by quality manager and project manager when quality issues arise, and keep tracking it for 3 months to see how it works. That's all for the part of translation quality, and my partner Haoyang will introduce how to optimize translation of crowdsourcing quantity.
Thank you, Kai, for talking about issues related to quality, and now let's talk about how to dial up the quantity for Trader Joe's if they're gonna have a crowdsourcing project. So if we're gonna dial up the quantity, we're gonna need some help hand. The first helping hand we're gonna need is an in-house employee who's gonna take the head of marketing manager. And marketing manager is someone who's gonna set up the rules, recruit all the new members, try to keep update with them, connect with them, and make sure the community is connect within itself and with the company. So once we have the marketing manager and some community member, we're gonna have some top performers from the community members, right? So these top performers can be elected as community leads, who's going to become the leader of the community or a part of the community at least, so that they can help with the daily regulating of the whole community, so that not all the responsibility and weight is on the shoulder of the marketing manager. So community leads, as we just mentioned, regulates the community members, and meanwhile community leads are also elected by and from the community members, so that we can make sure an autonomy can be formed within the community. And autonomy is very important because you don't want to feel like these volunteers are under the direct commanding of the manager as if they are the real employees who are not getting paid at all, which is gonna certainly demotivate them. So forming up this autonomy can make sure that they're not demotivated, and meanwhile they're well regulated. And yes, of course, when the community leads are facing some very tricky issues that needs to be escalated, then they can definitely go to the marketing manager for some help. Now with the people in hand, we're going to have some process. So the process can be dissected into two parts. The first part is recruiting the volunteers, which means we're going to get new volunteers constantly because, you know, as volunteers, it comes and goes. And the second one is motivating the volunteers. That means we're going to want to make sure that volunteers are going to stick longer and contribute more. So this is basically like a loop you can see here on the slides, because a volunteer always, for many reasons, going to leave the community, and by that time we're going to recruit new volunteers, and new volunteers need to be motivated. So that's a loop between these two stages. So for recruiting the volunteers, we can start from three angles. The first one is that Trader Joe's has already have multiple social media platforms formed up, and they have a large base of followers. So it would be very nice if we can leverage from the follower community and get them to join our community and let them contribute to the project. And secondly, Trader Joe's, you know, they have many stores across the country. So maybe if they can put up some posters in their store, certain customers would be very interested once they see the poster, and we can leverage the customer community. And last but not least, we have all these great employees who has potential multilingual expertise that we can take from. So maybe it would be also a very good idea to evangelize their current employees and leverage the employee community and let them join the volunteer translator community. For motivating volunteers, we have a couple of choices as well. So the first one is ranking board. Now for this one, we're going to make sure that we have daily ranking, weekly ranking, and all-time ranking, all of them. Because if you only have this all-time ranking, it is very possible that the newcomer is going to be scared off by the great achievement that their predecessors have achieved. So very important to make sure that everyone has a chance to sit on the top at least for one day, right? And some in real life rewards would be nice as well. For Trader Joe's, we have this iconic hoodies that they give out to their employees. Looks very comfortable and every employee wears them. And we may even be able to give out some coupons for the customers to shop with a better discount or a better price. And we can also give out some real products that maybe new products or some famous product that can actually act as the signature of Trader Joe's. But do remember that in real life rewards sometimes can cause backlashes, right? Because all these volunteers, they gather up because they are serving a noble purpose, and if you're giving them in real life rewards, maybe they're gonna think that maybe people would misunderstand that they're coming for the prizes instead of the noble purpose. Then maybe they won't do it, right? So last but not least, we're gonna have forum communication as a motivation as well, because many people not only do they volunteer for the noble purpose, as we just mentioned, some of them seek to make friends or communicate with each other, and a forum would act like a very good central platform for all of these to happen. And finally, we're going to talk about tools. Crowding, my colleague Kai just mentioned about it and gave a very detailed introduction. So here I'm just going to mention two of the tools that is going to be needed for the quantity dial-up. The first one is an online forum, as we just mentioned in the process, that it can act like a central platform for the communication. It's going to attract people, make sure they form a bond within the community and with the company, so that they can stick longer and contribute more, right? And the second tool I'm going to mention is an online wiki, because Trader Joe's has many products, too many products to be remembered by an average person, and they all have unique names, unique recipes, unique types, right? So it's very important to categorize all these products, make sure they are formatted in a way that is more easy to be indexed and more easy to be looked up. And since it's a wiki for the Trader Joe's product, then its content is going to be majorly the product information. And luckily, we have all this information already stored in the website of Trader Joe's. So maybe we can leverage the content from the official website from Trader Joe's. Then it can be easily built up, this online wiki, right? And this online wiki is intended to be used as a reference for the translators, so that all the interesting, funny, unique names of the Trader Joe's product can be precisely translated by our community members. Now this concludes my part and our entire presentation and proposal, and here are some resources that we looked into and referred to. Thank you for listening, and your questions and the feedback are very important to us. Thank you. That's conclude our proposal.